So lads, this was a huge announcement by Unrivaled, and this is something that is very interesting. Angel Reese is another player who is not currently on the Unrivaled list.
Ever wondered what happens when the drama starts costing more than the game itself? Well, Unrivaled just quietly shut down Angel Reese's return, and honestly, the warning signs were there from the start. The constant technicals, sloppy turnovers, missed rebounds, and that forgettable playoff performance. It all added up. The league that once built her up as a headline act finally decided the chaos wasn't worth the clicks. The same Angel Reese who used to brag about being the energy of every team has now burned out the very spark that made her shine. According to multiple sources, Unrivaled never forgot how she disappeared when the playoffs mattered most. And make no mistake, this isn't some contract delay or scheduling mix-up. It's a quiet breakup disguised as a roster move. So how did Angel Reese go from being the face of Unrivaled to getting dropped completely? Let's break down exactly how it all unraveled. Do you think Unrivaled made the right call letting her go? Let us know in the comments below.
Unrivaled, they've named most of their players coming for the year 2, the second season, and like I said earlier, Angel is not one of the people on that list.
When Unrivaled unveiled its season 2 roster, the silence surrounding Angel Reese said more than any official statement ever could. Her name, once plastered across every banner and promo, was suddenly missing. No injury update, no explanation, just gone. Fans online immediately started questioning whether this was a mistake or a deliberate move, but considering her recent history, it's hard not to see it as both. The same player who proudly crowned herself the first ever Unrivaled champion has now vanished from the very league she helped build, and the organization that once branded her as the face of competition seems to have quietly decided that face doesn't fit their future anymore.
Angel Reese, 3-on-3, part 10, let's get it!
I hope you have window insurance.
Bang!
Not sure if I've ever seen her pass the ball. Let's see if it happens on this possession. Reese goes to her, patting in, dipsy-doo. Let's see it. No!
Bang!
Oh, there it is. That's a pass, and it's picked off going the other way.
Oh, they fumble it back. Green team time!
Side step, 3-ball, butter pecan.
Bang!
Reese's pup with the rebound.
Chitty, chitty, bang, bang!
Y'all need to find something you love as much as Angel Reese loves her mid-range. Beautiful.
Bang!
Angel Reese entered Unrivaled's debut season with a mission to prove she was different, to show she could redefine the women's game with attitude and flair. And at first, she did just that. The stat sheets looked strong, the crowds fed off her energy, and the cameras couldn't get enough of her confidence. But before long, that swagger started to look more like noise. Beneath the highlights, the cracks were showing, turnovers stacking up, technical fouls becoming routine, and body language that hinted she was performing for the spotlight, not the squad. According to reports, even her teammates started to take notice. While they were grinding through the season, Reese was busy recording podcasts and posting curated content online, right in the middle of a tight playoff race. It left many wondering, was her focus still on the court, or had she already shifted to the comment section?
I had no idea that Angel Reese didn't even bother to show up, did not show up to support her teammates. It was that unimportant, but yet took a victory lap that you won a championship? You got to be joking.
Angel Reese beating her shit. What y'all gonna say now? Now that I have this Unrivaled championship that I didn't even think to attend.
When the Unrivaled playoffs tipped off, Angel Reese was nowhere to be found. Instead of suiting up, she appeared on fans' screens, smiling, cheering, and celebrating from her phone while her team battled without her. For someone who proudly called herself a champion, the timing couldn't have been worse. From the outside, looking in, it didn't seem like rest. It looked like retreat. That decision left a mark that's followed her ever since. The image of a player who disappears when it matters most. And it didn't stop there. The same story seemed to unfold in the Wnba. With the Chicago Sky, her rookie season was cut short by a wrist injury, and her sophomore run ended early with back issues. Yet only weeks later, Reese was back in front of cameras, attending events, securing sponsorships, and making public appearances that didn't exactly scream recovery.
This championship game was so unimportant. She's like, nah, I'm good. I'll watch from home. I'll watch this stream from home, and I'll FaceTime in if we win.
This league has got to figure out a way to honor Angel Reese and all this. That's
Tension reportedly began to rise within the Chicago sky when Angel Reese's injuries seemed to clear up right around the time the spotlight faded. Coaches quietly questioned her focus, and teammates were left wondering if she'd stay locked in or disappear midway through another season. Those kinds of patterns tend to stick. In pro sports, raw talent only takes you so far, especially when it starts to look like your commitment fades the moment accountability steps in. By her second year, the story wasn't about her stats anymore. It was about her reputation. Even Unrivaled, a league that thrives as much on personality as performance, began to see that her presence brought more headaches than highlights. Behind the scenes, whispers turned into decisions. No public fallout, no drama, just quiet moves being made. As Unrivaled prepared for season 2, their goal was stability, and one unpredictable star didn't fit that plan. Executives had noticed a troubling pattern. Whenever Angel Reese's name trended, it wasn't because of her game, it was because of the chaos surrounding it. Sponsors pulled back, players lost patience, and the league's image started to suffer. In the end, the solution was as simple as it was harsh. They decided to move forward without her.
I'm telling you, there's nobody in the world better at chasing down their own block shot than Angel Reese. One door closes, another opens. Look at that. Bang! Time to put respect on Angel Reese positioning under the basket. Look at the leverage she gets. Brianna Stewart, you're locked and loaded, girl. Rebound, Lexi Hole. Look at the seal out by Reese. What an opening. Easy layup. Bang! Bang! How about we finish off with some free throws? Flick of that wrist, bounce that ball. Flickety, flickety, boogity, bop.
Unrivaled didn't need a press conference to make their point. They simply left Angel Reese's name off the roster and let the silence speak for itself. Fans searching for an explanation weren't going to get one, because this time, the league wasn't waiting for Reese to walk away. They quietly closed the door first. The same player once celebrated as a trailblazer had suddenly become the cautionary tale. After all, how can you lead when your legacy is built on walking out? Her removal marked more than just a personal fallout. It signaled a cultural shift. Women's basketball is evolving, and now star players are being held to the same standard of accountability they often preach online. The league realized that charisma fades fast without consistency, and followers can't replace focus. Across the board, other players have stepped up, showing what true leadership looks like through professionalism, reliability, and steady performance. And with this decision, Unrivaled made one thing clear: the era of hype over hard work is over. It's ironic, really. Angel Reese was once the league's centerpiece. Her name carried every promo, her reactions filled every highlight reel, and her personality drove every marketing push. Unrivaled built an entire season around her image, and for a while, it worked. Over 31 million views poured in across social media, and Reese was trending everywhere. For a brief moment, it felt like the drama was good for business, but then reality hit. After opening weekend, TV ratings plummeted, barely 100,000 viewers per game, losing nearly 2/3 of their audience. The memes lived on, but the viewers didn't. Fans were laughing, not tuning in. They were sharing clips, not buying tickets. And the league's analytics team saw the harsh truth. Viral moments don't build loyal fans, and empty engagement doesn't sell out arenas or win over sponsors. Behind closed doors, the tone inside Unrivaled changed fast. The same executives who once promoted Angel Reese as the face of the league started asking a hard question. Was all this attention actually helping or just making noise? Sponsors saw the pattern too. Every outburst, every feud, every viral clip made it harder to sell women's basketball as something clean, empowering, and marketable. The headlines stopped being about competition and turned into gossip updates. Who Reese was calling out next? What controversy she sparked this time? Her villain era went from entertaining to exhausting. Brands don't invest in chaos, they invest in credibility. Internally, the marketing numbers told the truth. Sure, her name could spark millions of clicks in a weekend, but the seats stayed empty. The hype wasn't converting into revenue. Executives started using a phrase no star ever wants attached to their name: diminishing returns. The more controversy she created, the fewer fans stuck around. People got tired of the same drama cycle. More talk, fewer results. It bled into her WNBA story too. One day she's voicing frustration about pay, the next she's missing easy layups. Fans notice when the talk doesn't match the performance. So when Angel Reese's name quietly vanished from Unrivaled's season 2 roster, insiders called it intentional silence. The league didn't need to issue a press release. The message was clear. They wanted a reset, less noise, more basketball, basketball. And honestly, it worked. The quiet move accomplished 2 goals at once. It cooled the media frenzy and showed sponsors the league was serious about accountability. Investors liked what they saw. Finally, stability instead of unpredictability. Many even admitted it was a relief not having to defend her antics anymore. From a business perspective, it was a no-brainer. Keeping Reese around meant gambling on volatility. A player who could walk away mid-season and drag the narrative down with her. Cutting ties was simply smart economics. What once looked like a marketing win had become an expensive lesson in influencer overreach. Ironically, the playbook that once made Reese a sensation, leaning on attitude, controversy, and constant attention, is exactly what fans have grown tired of. The audience doesn't crave conflict anymore. They crave connection. They want passion, competition, and authenticity. And that's where Caitlin Clark enters the picture. She's become everything Reese wasn't, a leader who elevates her team without chaos, who lets performance speak louder than personality. While Reese was chasing headlines, Clark was building trust, consistency, and results. Unrivaled cutting ties with Angel Reese wasn't just about one player. It was a statement. The era of drama-driven basketball is fading. The future belongs to those who let their game do the talking. The more Angel Reese found herself clashing with critics and teammates, the more Caitlin Clark focused on empowering hers. And the league's message couldn't be clearer. The future belongs to players who treat focus and composure as part of their brand. Clark's Indiana Fever aren't just getting better, they're transforming into exactly what women's basketball has been waiting for. A team built on connection, trust, and shared rhythm. In 2024 and 2025, their chemistry became impossible to ignore. Aaliyah Boston plays with more freedom now, thanks to Clark's ability to pull defenders out of the paint. Lexi Hull has rediscovered her shooting touch because of those pinpoint passes to the corner. Kelsey Mitchell keeps her scoring flow intact since Clark doesn't dominate the ball. She moves it, creates motion, and opens opportunities. And when Sophie Cunningham joined the mix, her toughness didn't clash with Clark's style. It complemented it. None of this requires shouting or over-the-top celebrations. Clark leads with calm, timing, and consistency. A quiet kind of authority that demands respect without demanding attention. Coaches rave about her basketball IQ, her adaptability, and how she rarely forces the spotlight. She's turned selflessness into a weapon. Her unselfish play doesn't just win games, it raises the entire team's ceiling. That's what people call the Clark effect. Everyone around her improves. The scoring spreads, the spacing sharpens, and the locker room energy stays grounded. You can see it in her teammates' faces. They're locked in, confident, and completely bought into the system. This kind of leadership doesn't always trend online, but it wins where it matters. On the court and in the culture, the Fever's attendance has skyrocketed to record highs. Merchandise sales are climbing. Networks are scrambling for broadcast rights. In just 2 seasons, Clark built what most franchises chase for years: identity and trust. Even sponsors have noticed. The same brands that once hesitated to invest in women's basketball are now calling the Fever first. They see professionalism, reliability, and a team families can actually root for. That's sustainable success. The kind that builds a foundation, not a headline. Meanwhile, Reese's former teams are still juggling locker room drama, empty seats, and tired PR statements. The contrast couldn't be more obvious. Fans are drawn to authenticity and effort, not ego and theatrics. Redemption in women's basketball isn't about a flashy comeback anymore. It's about steady commitment. Caitlin Clark embodies that new standard. Calm under pressure, unshaken in chaos, and always about the team. When the game tightens in the fourth quarter, she doesn't argue or blame, she unites. That's leadership that multiplies wins. And that's why the Fever don't just look like contenders. They look like the blueprint for the next era of the sport. Meanwhile, in Chicago, every offseason feels like a reset, filled with phrases like new identity and fresh start. But those are just polite ways to describe instability. The same instability that's followed Reese wherever she's gone. Every league eventually reaches a point where it decides what kind of stars will define its future. And right now, the WNBA's choice is clear. It's choosing leaders who build, not those who break. For women's basketball, that defining moment came when Unrivaled quietly left Angel Reese off its roster and chose to invest in players whose brands don't need babysitting. The balance of power has officially shifted toward athletes who treat the game like a craft and their teammates like equals, not background characters. Caitlin Clark represents that professionalism without having to talk about it. You see it in how her teammates light up after a big play, and how she redirects credit during every post-game interview. Her leadership is built on action, not attitude. As women's basketball pushes deeper into the mainstream, two clear examples have emerged: Reese's volatility versus Clark's steadiness, and together they're redefining what it means to be a star. Leagues aren't chasing drama anymore. They're investing in dependability. They want leaders who build trust, not tension. That's why executives, sponsors, and fans are rallying behind the Clark model. It's not just about winning games, it's about building something that lasts. And as Indiana fine-tunes its chemistry heading into the next stretch, it's clear the rest of the sport is finally catching up, one perfectly timed assist at a time. Unrivaled cutting ties with Reese felt like a turning point, the moment women's basketball officially chose performance over noise. Fans have seen enough of confidence that looks like chaos. Now, they're showing up for players who lead by example and elevate those around them. It's a natural shift. Loyalty follows effort, not ego, and the Fever proved that every single night. Their teamwork, growth, and unity are what truly draw attention. Reese's story may have filled headlines, but Clark's leadership is building legacies. As the Fever head toward the offseason, the message across every league is clear. Drama might trend, but discipline endures. Chemistry, consistency, and composure don't just attract viewers, they create a winning culture. Do you think Unrivaled made the right call letting Angel Reese go? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe and click on the next video. We'll see you there.